Multiplying polynomials. So in our last lesson, we learned about multiplying monomials and polynomials. In this lesson, we're going to be focusing in on polynomials. Learning goals. Grasp the patterns with multiplying polynomials. Apply what we learned to examples. Here's some review. 1. How do we multiply monomials and polynomials together? Use the distributive property to multiply the monomials to each terms of the polynomial. Then we can combine like terms and then add up the products. And then you have to be sure to pay attention to the sign or symbol in front of each term. Is it negative or is it positive? Do you have to change the sign after multiplying? Plain polynomials. Problem 1. What is the sum of a plus b times x? A plus b times x equals ax plus bx. So we used the distributive property and distributed the x into a and b. When x equals m plus n, a plus b times x equals what? We use the distributive property, except now that x is m plus n. But we can still look at m plus n as a whole, and then later simplify. Problem 2. There was a rectangular patch of forest area with a length of n meters and a width of a meters. The length of the forest has grown by n meters and it has widened by b meters. How big is the forest now? So now this entire rectangle is how big the forest is. How big is the forest now? How would you express that using the variables we have over here? This green part would be m times b. The width is b and the length is m. This big yellow part is ma. This is na and this is nb. So this is actually just writing out and visualizing the distributive property of multiplication. Now the length of this forest is m plus n and the width is a plus b. And when you find the area of a rectangle, you multiply the length and width together. So the length is m plus n and the width is a plus b. So you multiply those polynomials together. And so you'll get ma plus mb plus nb plus na. And so we know that these two expressions represent the same thing. They're equal. From this example, can you find a pattern in the multiplying polynomials? Think of m plus n as a whole. Distribute it into the polynomial a plus b. So what you actually had to do was to use the distributive property of multiplication 2 times. There's 2 layers of it that you have to do. M plus n times a plus b equals m plus n times a plus m plus n times b. And then you use the distributive property of multiplication again. You distribute the a into the m plus n and the b into the m plus n. So you get ma plus mb plus na plus nb. Another way to multiply polynomials is the box method. Calculate a plus b times c plus d, which equals ac plus ad plus bc plus bd. So this is AC, BC, AD, and BD. To find the final answer, to find the entire area of this entire rectangle, you just add them all together. Summary. Multiplying integers. So in this lesson, we focus on multiplying polynomials. Carefully distribute every single term to each other. So basically using the distributive property of multiplication. A plus b, for example, times n plus n equals am plus an plus bm plus bn. It really is just doing the distributive property multiple times. Notice too, remember that the sign in front of each term is actually part of the coefficient.